It had been a year since we first thought about hiking to Lake Agnes. We kept hearing about it, how beautiful it was, how it was worth it, but we didn't expect it to be as tough as it was. We figured it would be a nice hike, maybe a bit steep, but manageable. Turns out, it's steep from the start, like no warm up, just straight into the climb, and it doesn't really let up.
If only I had listened for a while, I would have told you I miss your smile. I thought of you as a friend who can't let go, but when you left I could feel it grow, like a body of water, seeping through the edges of my soul, and getting harder. It was never under my control, you know.
Hey.
The trail winds through the forest, and every now and then, you catch a glimpse of the mountains and Lake Louise through the trees. It's quiet, not the kind of silence that feels lonely, but the kind that feels earned. All you hear is your breath, the crunch of gravel under your boots, maybe a bird in the distance. And somehow, that silence feels full of effort, focus, and this strange kind of peace that only shows up when you're deep in it.
So we've been hiking for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, 45 minutes, and we are checking how many step counts we have.
And
Measly 3,700 plus. All that was 3,700 plus.
and we're tired already.
Sometimes the world gives you these little moments, like a break in the trees where the light hits just right, or the sound of water somewhere nearby. It's like nature knows you're pushing hard and offers you a breather. Not to stop, but to reset, to remind you why you started. And in those moments, you don't feel tired, you feel steady, like you've got just enough inspiration to keep going. We passed Mirror Lake about halfway up. It was small, tucked into the trees, and kind of magical in its own way. The water was still, the reflections perfect. It felt quiet, almost sacred, like nature saying, this could be enough. And honestly, it could have been. It was beautiful, peaceful, a place you could sit for hours and feel content. We stopped for a moment, caught our breath, and looked around. It felt like a reward already. But there was something else beneath that calm, a subtle temptation to stay, to call it good enough, to settle in the comfort of something already beautiful and not push further. That's the tricky part. Sometimes, the most seductive kind of distraction isn't loud or chaotic. It's serene. It's the kind that whispers, you don't need to go any further. But we didn't stop. We kept going. Because as peaceful as Mirror Lake was, it wasn't the destination. It was a pause, not a finish line. And I think that's true in life too. Sometimes you find yourself in place that's lovely and safe, and it's easy to think, maybe this is it. But deep down, you know there's something more waiting. Something that asks a little more of you.
Is this a squirrel or?
Yeah, hi buddy.
Hi! How are you?
Say hi to the camera.
Oh?
Hey fat boy.
Oh, don't call him that. He's gonna get offended.
The trail gets tougher after that. More switchbacks, more elevation. But I like it. There's something satisfying about feeling your body work for something real. Then, just before reaching Lake Agnes, there's a waterfall. It's not huge, but it's loud and full of energy, like the mountain's heartbeat. That moment stuck with me. You're tired, you're climbing, and then you hear the water rushing. It gives you a little push you need to climb up that last set of stairs. And then we reached Lake Agnes. The water was still, framed by peaks and silence. The tea house stood nearby, but it was the lake that held our attention. It felt like arriving, not at a destination, but at a moment. It was calm, clear, surrounded by peaks and silence. No big moment of triumph, just a deep breath and a quiet kind of joy. I didn't feel like I conquered anything. I just felt right. Like I'd finally arrived where I was supposed to be. Because sometimes we take on a difficult journey not for the thrill or the challenge, but for the peace waiting at the end. We climbed not to dominate the trail, but to meet it, to let it strip away the noise and leave us with something simple and true. That's what Lake Agnes gave us. Not a victory, but a kind of quiet permission to just be. If this story speaks to you, subscribe for more reflections from the trail, moments of grit, grace, and the quiet place that remind us who we've been all along. Happy wandering!